Blog Talk Radio.
In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only, real, true Lord, and Amen we trust as the Mesoamerican community, the real Americans that are standing up in America, our homeland again. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual Nivim Nkari. This is Mesoamerican Radio, and tonight we're really going to ask the question, are we really descendants of Africans? Are we, as so-called black people in America, really descendants of Africans? You know, they love to tell this narrative, Caucasians, Caucasian historians or Caucasian, I don't like the fact that all bronze people, so-called black people, right? I don't like the fact that we bought into this lie that every last single one of us come from Africa, that our origin is Africa. That's a load of say. I don't like the fact that every time you see a so-called black person, you automatically are told to think African or that they're of African origin. Yet, everybody else can get to be from wherever the hell they want to be. Everybody else can get to be from where the hell they want to be. The white man could be European, he could be African, right? He can call it, because I told you, Charlize Theron, right? Elon Musk, they call themselves Africans. They was raised in Africa, so they get to be African. And when they moved to America, they got to be African American. So they get to be African, they get to be European, they get to be Jewish, they get to be whatever they want to be. Call it a nationality. Caucasian people get to be whatever they want to be. We got to be African, right? Asians could be Asians. They can be African now because, everybody's teaching that all life started in Africa, which gives the Caucasians, that makes the Caucasians and the Asians feel that they got claim to Africa or wherever they want to have claim to. The so-called Mongoloid Indians are told they Americans. They're told that they're Native Americans. Yet, these people sit up here and forget where they came from, which is Asia. The Mongoloid Indians, the ones who look like they're Asian, mixed straight hair, those are Asians. They get to forget where they came from, right? They don't have to be Asian. They get to be Native American. So everybody gets to be everything and anything they make up and lie and pretend to be except us. You see us automatically, they're African. You see us in America automatically, we came by slave ships. Like, that's purposely done so that they present no other, these Caucasian historians present no other scenario, no factual scenario that we came here any other way other than slavery. So whenever you see so-called black people in America, and I'm saying so-called because I took care of that last night, I said we're not black people, but whenever you see a so-called black person in America, immediately you're told to say African American. They, whether they come from Europe, whether they have family in Europe, whether they are native to this land of America, no matter what, whether they probably just raised nation, they're always going to tell you that you African, and you into Africans, and because you got dark skin and woolly hair, and whatever the case may be, you African. They try to connect us to a culture that's not ours. Because the Africans don't mess with you. And we don't mess with them. So we're not the descendants of these people called Africans. Are we really descendants of Africans? Absolutely not. The Africans have a tribal look to them. They're tribal people. We're not tribal people. The Africans have a primitive tribal look to them. We don't have that. All right? Why are we being called African American? Because it was meant to be a classification to justify slavery here in America. Because remember I told you after the Amistad thing, only 3% of so-called Africans made it into America. And for the most part, they were absorbed in, and they wasn't up there, so they, these beasts start, looking at women and things like that, seeing how they could use our women against us, and so, that's what that is. What are we if we're not African? We're Americans. We're American. And that word America comes from us. Africa does not come from us. That comes from Greek. That comes from Caucasian. The word Africa is a Greek word. It means Africa. America is an actual Mayan word. That's a bronze word. That means great. When that word America really came from us. Africa didn't. Right, so how are we going to be from a place that don't even come from us, but yet the word that come from us, we going to act like we ain't from there? All so-called black people African? No, they're not. You got the Africans in the Congo who are African. Those are your real dyed-in-the-wool Africans. You know how African look. You know, it ain't pretty how Africans look. It ain't pretty. You know, I'm talking about tribal, you know, blue, black, Africans, but whatever. What is Pan-Africanism? Nothing. That's it. For the complete broadcast, you're gonna have to go to Mentellect Patreon. Go to Mentellect Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe. Go join Mentellect Patreon.
Rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities